Here's something for you guys because you're both developers. Has there ever been a road like a roadblock that you've hit? A roadblock that you've hit that you couldn't figure it out, and no matter what you did, you could not find an answer for. And how'd you overcome that?
For me,
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Just in general, when I hit a problem that I'm banging my head against, I got to park it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, just letting a few day-night cycles pass is enough. Your brain just doesn't stop thinking about it, And so for me, I wake up with ideas, and thoughts that I have to then just get up and start working. And a lot of times that's actually the solve of my problems. But if the idea is just, or if the problem's too big, I just got to park it. You can't let something, even if it's a big problem, you can't let anything derail your momentum.
So your option is sleep on it then.
I'll sleep on it, and if I never figure it out, I don't come back to it.
Fair enough.
Right? You gotta sort of move on because you can't let it. It can't be that like one pothole that you're just scared.
Right.
I'll never get on this street again. You got to figure out a different way, right?
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. I don't think I can add too much to that. It's like just don't allow that one thing to be like the roadblock that will forever just paralyze you or something. If such a thing actually happens, then move on, try to find something else. I've been thinking about like a roadblock that like I couldn't overcome, and I don't think we've hit something like that so far. It's just like one roadblock after another, and you try to find a creative solution for it. And in my experience, I don't know, maybe it's good luck or something, but I just have made the experience that eventually like you will meet like somebody who knows stuff, or who has like some kind of know-how or knowledge that can, you just it's like the meme, with the guy who digs the tunnel, and then like there is the diamond. He stops like this close before it. I don't know, it just kind of is like that. You just have to keep on.
I could probably give you some hints as a non-developer. How about this? So what you do is you have two Reddit accounts. You go to game development Reddit and you say, hey, I have this problem. How do I fix this? Go to the other account and tell them something, how to do it completely wrong, because nobody wants to give you the right answers, but they're willing to jump on how to tell somebody that they're wrong. Use that for your back pocket. You got to play the psychology.
There you go. I need a bunch of Reddit accounts.
I have to admit, I'm not really. I mean, we did try to post stuff on Reddit a little bit, and then we usually immediately got banned. So I kind of like gave up on Reddit, but I'm pretty sure there must be like some angle here how we can play that.
I was going more for the programming aspect of stuff.
Okay, sure.
Things.
Yeah. Okay.
For the programming side, learn to use AI.
Really?
ChatGPT or Grok. Oh, absolutely. You like learning to use AI is akin to learning to search Stack Overflow, or learning to search on Google, learning to find a fucking the cards in the library for the Dewey Decimal System. Like, it's just another tool to locate information. And the AI is not always correct, but it's really good at patterns, right? And so a lot of times it's going to be close. And so if a programmer's not, like right now in your life, if you type on a keyboard and put code into, you need to stop at that and go pay $30 or whatever it is, $200 for Grok, and learn to use that in your flow, because very quickly you'll find that you almost have a partner. Like I use AI all day, and I can write a lot of code, and I'm pretty good at it at this point. AI is just a tool that makes me better, which I was a little bit cocky about it, because I was in charge of computer vision research at Amazon. But we built AI that did computer vision. Yeah. And so I'm like familiar with how AI systems work. We invented stuff back. And so you got to use it, because it's just a tool. It's just a pattern match tool based on the data that it's trained on. and it can find it damn near instantly because it's basically just multi-dimensional like hash map lookups. So it's really fast. And like I said, not always accurate, but
I can
just
actually
start
expand
using
on
it.
that. I can expand on that. So I am a dungeon master. I've been DMing D&D games since 2009. I have always wanted to make my own tabletop random RPG. I'm using ChatGPT to help me come through and make the stat blocks for everything.
Yeah.
And it is expedited from 5 years of me with journals to doing all of it in less than 2.5 months.
Mm.
Like, it has expedited my workload 1,000-fold. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's like when I started programming, like the internet was very new, and I just had a bunch of books, and that was it, And then you had search engines, and that just completely changed the way how you wrote code, because you could now look at everything up like with Google very quickly. And I see it the same way. Like AI is essentially the next step in that. It just allows you to find stuff even faster. You just don't have to rummage around in like documentation so long. I can just like if I need to find some obscure Unity documentation or something, it's not always correct. It's true, but very often I find it faster than I would with Google. And I mean, what you don't have, like, if you don't know how to program, if you or almost know nothing, then it's not at the stage where you can just like let ChatGPT write your game, obviously. Like,
right,
that's
but it
how
can give like 80% though, right?
Yeah, it can give you a lot, and if you actually if you were also capable to do it yourself but slower, then you can also see where the AI is obviously making mistakes or something, and you can then correct it. You can take that and then polish it or do some stuff to like adapt it to the existing architecture that you have and so on. So if you use it in that conscious way, if you actually know coding and then software architecture, then it can really speed up your work process. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like a psychological thing, because I don't know, there's like this pride or something, like I want to do it myself, like
Ego, yeah.
but there's the ego, yeah, but you have to let go, and at the same time I think you have to also be a little bit careful, like to not get too lazy or something, and then to just like offload everything to the AI. You must never like turn off your brain.
Well, you'll have to solve more human problems. That's the goal, right? Some guys that can solve arcane programming problems because they understand the depths of pointers and whatever else. That's not actually the creative part of making a game.
No.
Right? Or stringing together a big thought about a system. That's a human problem that you then have to figure out how to type in, and so the AI just kind of it compresses that time that you're out of the creative and into the arcane. So you can compress that time and spend more time in the creative. And so think of AI not as a competitor to you psychologically and everything else. It's not, are you worthless because you use it? Think of it as a bunch of roles. It has personas. It is everything from a trainee that you're telling it to do something to a mentor. You're asking how to do something. I'll write a big block of code, a few hundred lines for some file. I dump it into AI and I'm like, hey, look for edge cases and all the methods. Look for, and it'll just go through and say, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I would double check this parameter. So just using it that way, like a QA.
Yeah, it's all prompt injection.
Yeah.
Development, right? All that kind of stuff. You can really, that's what I'm saying. Just get used to using it. Pretend it's a personal assistant and just throw code into it. Write a method and then throw it in there and say, look for ways to improve this, or tell me what I'm trying to do here. And you'd be surprised at how it actually puts you in a really good learning sort of state for much of the day. And
it's like don't expect it to do your job basically, but if you see it like as a co-programmer or so, then essentially. And it's like it makes everything a bit more high level. Also, just like, I don't know, you went from writing in assembler to a high level language, and your IDEs became better, and now that's like the next stage in that sense.
In the future, we write language verbally.
Yeah, you can. I notice it myself. Like I think more about like systems. Like I need this system and I need this system and they need to work together because I want to achieve this. And then with AI, I can do it very fast, and I don't have to think about like, okay, but I don't know what is the specifics of like 2 different data structures that I need to. Like I'm not thinking on this level so much anymore. Mm-hmm. But I think it's necessary to be able to do it if you had to, because I don't know. I just still am a bit like, I don't trust the AI obviously completely. Like it does make mistakes. And I think like if you are not so aware of like what's going on under the hood, you're kind of helpless, in that sense. Like you wouldn't know it if there is a mistake.
Well, even for new programmers, just give it some code and ask it to explain the code to you.
I remember
you can learn quite a lot. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a good learning tool. That is true. Yeah.
I remember the rubber ducky method for programmers, because I was in computer programming in high school, and they would say, like, if you're ever having problems with your code, read the code to the rubber ducky. And there was so many times when you would hear that rubber ducky fly across the goddamn room because they figured out what was wrong with it. So use the AI like the rubber ducky.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all tools. Yeah. I read like a thread by Sean Carmack some time ago where he said, like, also his ego was like a bit hurt in the beginning because he spent his entire life like being this, genius programmer, tinkering with all the fine details of code. But he has also accepted that like this is just how things are going to be in the future, and it actually will make him more efficient if he thinks like in this like more human level, like thinking about code not on this machine level but on like a human level. What do I want it to achieve and so on.
Right.